I've got a job offer from Manchester United, so I'm off to England. Psych!
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
With me staying and also extending my contract till 2038, I've got some serious budgets to work with ahead of this season. We're bringing a new starting centre-back with big potential in Hamlet Julve for 3.1 million. We then bring in Isaac Root from AC Milan for 6.5 million. He's our new starting right wing-back, which we've been looking for a long time. Luka Chiappa, a rotating midfielder who can also play right wing-back, also comes in for 6.75 million. And we also bring in a backup centre-back in Isaac Torre. The final signing is one for the future, in Geir Andersen, from Norwegian side Odd for 3.2 million. There's also been some outs this window. We've sold Vila, Mateus, Jorge Cabral, Nicolau Seara, and finally Bashir Humphreys. They were all sold as we generally needed to upgrade the level of the squad players, and they weren't getting the playing time they all wanted. We smashed Skandia and Servette 8-1 and 8-0 on aggregate respectively before facing Red Star in the playoff. We won that as well after a crazy two-legged affair which ended in an 11-6 win on aggregate. We've got a relatively easy draw for the league phase fixtures. We're facing Inter, Galatasaray, Derry City and Man City away, and Köln, Bayern, Everton and Benfica at home. We should actually be able to push for top 8 with those fixtures.
It's not that bad.
The first league phase game away to
Internazionale. Would you like to face them in the semi-final?
at the San Siro ended in a 3-0 loss as Doku, Cam Evans and Diomande scored one each for the Italian side. We were genuinely just outclassed.
It's that bad.
The next game against Köln at home was utterly ridiculous. We conceded first in the 15th. We then hit the post before eventually equalizing a few minutes later. We then scored twice more to get a 2-goal lead into the break. Bogusavic then scored for Köln before Brambati scored for us after a great counter-attack. Köln then scored again as Torre cleared the ball into one of our other defenders before Gauto slotted it in to make it 4-3. Kisena thankfully scored in the 93rd, but Martel then scored for Köln in the 95th, but we did win in the end, after an outrageous game which definitely would have been entertaining for the neutral. The next game was a relatively easy one, as we won 5-1 away to Irish Derry City. Brambati got a hat-trick and Klaassen and a Ghost got the 2 other goals.
He's the best football player in the world.
For the next game, I decided to start new signing Chiappa in the middle of the park. That turned out to be a horrible decision, as he gave away the ball just 7 minutes in, so Galatasaray scored. Shortly after the break, we hit back by scoring 2 goals in 3 minutes through Klaassen and Brambati. Openda then decided to turn up, so he scored a brace to give the Turkish side the lead again. Kisena thankfully scored to equalize again, but it ended 3-3, which is quite disappointing. Against Bayern at home in the 5th league phase game, we deservedly lost 2-0. We did have 2 big chances, but Brambati and Mejia both missed.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
The next game against Everton I thought would be a very challenging game, but it was quite the opposite. We won the game 3-0 with Gordic, Klaassen and Fratsao getting the goals. We're now basically guaranteed a playoff place, but we should get a point to be completely sure. In the league, we've won all 15 games so far. We're at the top by 14 points down to 2nd place, and we look set for yet another title. Against Benfica at home, we took the lead through Brambati after this incredible pass from Trelli in the 17th. We then doubled our lead through Klaassen.
Harry Kane!
But Benfica scored straight from kickoff. Despite Benfica having this big chance in the 64th, we won 2-1 to secure some form of knockouts. The final league phase game, we deservedly lost 2-0 as Haaland and Mbombo scored the goals for Man City. That means we finished 14th in the league phase. So we're one of the seeded teams for the playoff round draw. In said draw, we get Ajax. It's a tie we definitely could win, but it's gonna be a tough one. Before the playoff round, we win the league after only 22 games played. We've won every single game so far, and it looks like we're gonna get another perfect league campaign. We've also taken the top spot on number of league titles in Kosovo, with 9 compared to Pristina's 8. Away to Ajax in the first leg, we took the lead after just 2 minutes. Claesson played this brilliant pass through to Mrambati, who scored. Ajax then had loads of chances. Before finally scoring in the 82nd. They then had another 2 decent chances, but one was missed and one was offside. So we draw 1-1 in the first leg, which I'll absolutely take. In the second leg in Kosovo, we took an early lead through Mrambati once again. We held Ajax off for the whole game. So we win 1-0 and 2-1 on aggregate to make it through to the round of 16 for the first time in our history. We've got PSG in the round of 16. That's gonna be a difficult tie. In the first leg, we took the lead through Petrelli, who scored from Minerva's cross as Donnarumma had a howler. PSG then hit the post from a cross in the 55th, but we actually doubled our lead in the 62nd as Donnarumma had another howler. Xavi Simons scored for PSG in the 89th, so we only have a 1-goal advantage going into the second leg in Paris, which I'm slightly worried about considering we've lost there in the past. In the second leg, Petrelli scored from a short corner to get us a 2-goal lead on aggregate. The Ghost then scored from a short free kick to make it 4-1 on aggregate. In pure FM fashion, we conceded as the last thing that happened in the first half, so we lead 2-1 going into the break. Gordic then scored an own goal to make it 2-2. Greenwood then scored an offside goal straight from kickoff, before Gonzalo Ramos had a huge chance in the 94th, but Mariani saved it. We're actually through to the quarters. There we'll face Benfica. It's absolutely a winnable tie as we showed in the league phase when we beat them 2-1.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
The first leg was a tame affair. Benfica scored early on to make it 1-0, which was also the result going back home to Kosovo for the second leg. In the second leg, Villar scored after 17 minutes to extend their aggregate lead. Just 6 minutes later though, Claesson scored to reduce the arrears. We had loads of big chances, which we just couldn't convert. But in the 87th, Fratsau scored to equalize it on aggregate. Then, the last thing that happened, Petrelli drove with the ball down the left-hand side before squaring it for Kisena to tap in and get us through to the semi-final of the Champions League. What a comeback in the second half.
You have the facilities for that, big man.
The draw for the semi-final gave us Man City.
Oh. No.
Roots had a big chance after just a minute, but he missed it. We did actually hold City off for over a half of football, but the inevitable did happen in the 56th as Papaisar scored. Chiappa then literally played a through ball to Haaland, who obviously scored for City. So we lose 2-0 in the first leg, despite us having 1.88 XG and City having 1.05. The second leg was even more depressing though. We lost 3-0 as Haaland got 1 and Christian got 2 goals. So we fall at the second to last hurdle. But after all, we're not a team who should be winning the Champions League at this point. We've clearly overperformed. This second leg was actually so bad that the Rahoveci players refunded the tickets of the travelling fans. As you already know, we won the league. But we won it by 30 points, as we won every single game again. Pristina actually got relegated this season. The team with the second most Super League titles in Kosovan history. Lapi, Liria and Veronikeli 74 got the 3 other European spots, so we're probably not getting much help in terms of the coefficients next season. And as for the coefficients, we've got an astonishing 11.125 points this season. We're moving up a single place, up to 15th, which means we've got 5 European spots now, including 2 UCL spots.
That tastes like promotion!